production, fam. What are you saying, my guy? Family.
I'm good,
It's good to see you, my guy.
good.
You know? Thing is, we didn't see each other for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I finally hit you up after a minute, like on the, you know what I'm saying, on FaceTime.
Yeah.
And then we're shooting an episode today.
There you go.
Yeah,
It was meant to be.
Nah, for sure.
meant
Like,
to
you
be.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, like,
Yeah.
cause the thing is, like, when I called you, you had to remind, like, I forgot that you were coming to shoot, you know what I'm
To the
saying?
show, yeah.
So like, I was like, you remember what I said?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, what?
Abel texted me earlier, said, you want to be on? I was like, you know? Anytime I get an invitation, I told him, just let me know. Let the board discuss and, you know?
No, let's not talk about the board discuss. Because all we do is vote.
I know, let the board know.
Yeah.
As long as you're a man,
Yeah.
you know, just let me know.
Nah,
I was telling him. I was telling him, I can see the vision, you know?
Okay.
Like, I actually believe in you.
Okay.
Then I believe if you actually put in the work.
Your belief means a lot, but
Huh?
your belief means a lot. Yeah,
no, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I believe you. I told him I see it. I see it. So I'm trying to get one leg in before, you know.
Like, let me invest.
Just so
let me invest.
An early investment,
Hey,
you know.
Hey, y'all niggas better
Like,
invest. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, it's a wise decision.
Yeah.
Y'all
I
niggas
was
better
like,
invest.
anytime the board allows me, I'm in.
Nah, man. Like,
Let me know.
Like, regardless, like, of like camera or off camera, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, you know, we trying to, like, you asked me earlier, like, you know, but right before we started, what does North represent? And like one thing that was big, I discussed with them, with each other, is like, we don't want to just, like, you know, make North this brand or this image that we just try to, like, you know, portray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we want to actually, we want the image to portray us. Like, we want North to be North because it's reflecting who we are. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I mean? But like, if you want to know what the name means, like North, if y'all, this is for y'all too, if y'all ever wondered, like, if you guys thought we were talking about Toronto or, like, you know, we're still
The
in
true
name.
North, strong and free.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, people think, or like even the, like, you know, I think the Toronto team, like, they use that, right? They say North. Yeah. We're the North or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the North we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, the inspiration for, like, you know, like what the North Star represents. Because if you guys see the star in the middle, like, what that means is, like, if y'all remember, like, or if you remember, actually, I'm talking to them a little bit too, but if you remember in Bethlehem, right, when the greatest man that ever walked this earth, you know what I mean, was born, you feel me? There was a star pointing.
That guided the three wise men.
That exactly, that was pointing them towards, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I look at that star as the star wasn't there to shine, as in, like, to you feel me?
Yeah.
To emulate its light. It's not saying, like, oh, look at my light, I'm shining. Nah, it's actually just reflecting that baby that's down right under it in the manger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And when we say North Star, what we're saying is, like, you know, whenever we get a platform, right, whether it's a podcast, you know what I'm saying, any kind of platform that you build or that God, you know, puts you on, right? You're up on the platform, people can see you, you're shining. Right? Kind of like a star, it's up in the sky, it's on the platform, it's shining. You know what I mean? And if God is ever going to exalt us or even put us any kind of platform, or if we shine, we only want to be reflecting His light, pointing right back to the, you see what I'm saying? Like, God allowed that star to shine bright, fam, in the sky, right in the north, right? But the reason God allowed that star to shine wasn't just for the people to look at that star and be like, wow, what a bright star.
It's for a bigger purpose.
Much bigger purpose than just shining. You see what I'm saying? It was shining to reflect.
Yeah.
And to point right back to the real star. You know what I mean? The real star of the show. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that star was given that honor to be that star that pointed to the, you know what I'm saying? To the real light, you know what I'm saying? Where the light really comes from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so all of our light really comes from, you know what I mean? From that baby that was born in that manger in Bethlehem. So same thing for us. That's why it's like, when we want to reflect that, that's why I said I want North to be a reflection of us. Because if we are truly a reflection of that, if we are truly North Stars in our lives, in our individual off camera, you know what I'm saying? When we hop on camera, that's what we wanted to reflect, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, like, that's kind of the meaning behind the brand, you know what I'm saying? That's no matter what endeavor we get into, whether it's we're getting into, you know what I'm saying, podcasting or whatever's going to be under the umbrella or this branch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to always be pointing back to that, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
To the one and only, you feel me? Like,
okay.
So that's kind of the meaning behind it.
I like that. Yeah. I like the fact that you acknowledge that it's not, it's always pointing towards something. I think that's the issue.
More specifically, someone.
someone.
The greatest someone.
Yeah, the greatest someone.
The greatest
I agree
someone.
with you.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the dilemma for a lot of people too, right? Or even when people get into ministry or in a position where they're representing Christ, the ability to acknowledge that there are means to actually put the focus on Christ and not the end. You know what I mean? I think it's something that can get lost. It's very easy to partake on what did not belong to you. It's just like that star. Yeah, that star could say, "Look at me, I'm shining."
Yeah.
But it was never meant to do that. It was shining, but it was shining towards Christ. Yeah. But it's also so easy to be like, "Yo, I'm the star. I'm shining."
No, I see
that.
I mean? I see that.
And that's
No, because that's what we tend to do normally. Because because the thing is, people are looking at that star like, bro, that's like, you know, it's the North Star. It's shining brighter than the other stars at that moment.
Yeah.
So people are captivated by it. They're like, whoa, what's that? What's that star, bro? You know what I'm saying? And the whole time the star is like, yo, look down here. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Y'all see me, right? But no, look, you know what I'm saying? And it was pointing at, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right back to the baby in the manger. It's like, I ain't the star out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I didn't even ask to shine like this. Yeah. Exactly. Like, it's something that it was bestowed upon that star. It wasn't something that the star was seeking. It wasn't like the star was trying to just be shining out here, you know?
Yeah.
It's something that God chose to do.
Yeah.
And God chose to use that star for the, like you said, the means.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's to point out.
And that whole means of the reason that star had to shine that bright was to like point to, like, the wise men like had to, bro, we gonna follow that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's also deeper, like, you know, context to it, like, you know, how they end up following the star and all that. But I think the point, like you said, is just the means. It's not the, you know what I'm saying? The end is not, the end goal was not to make that star shine bright. You know what I'm saying? It's just the means towards the real end of pointing out. You see what I'm saying? So like everything that we do, we want it to be in that kind of, like, you know, perspective where we're like, yo, if we're gonna be shining in whatever endeavor we take part of, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not just shining as in like we're just saying the name Jesus and like, oh look, we've pointed it towards them or something like that. Not like that. And how we carry ourselves. What we do behind closed doors, when ain't nobody watching, when he's the only one who can see us, you know what I'm saying? And those kind of places we want to be really about it. And that's kind of things I try to, like, you know, discuss with my peoples behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because North, it's not just one star, you know what I'm saying? We're like, we can actually say we're the North here, but still not talking about the Toronto guys, right? But we are the North Star here, you know what I'm saying? Like our whole, more than a team here, which is like a family where I even tell my guys, I'm like, yo, we gonna fall, but we gonna fall together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then we gonna rise together. So like it's one of those where it's like that's the meaning behind it. And so like, you know, that's the essence of the brand. And when we get into all kinds of different types of, you know, like I keep saying endeavors, but like I don't want to just call it endeavors because like it's just I want to call it missions. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever mission we get put on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I feel like it's a mission. Like that star was put on a mission. You know, it wasn't just like let me see what I should go about doing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe should I go shine over there on this side of this? You know what I'm saying? Like the earth is a purpose. Yeah, like, you know, like, you feel me? And this is I'm talking like, you know, all like in like metaphors, right? Because the stars don't actually just hop from one spot to hot spot, or like stars are not a person. You know, just using that metaphor to say that like the way we want to move and we want to be, you know, like it's kind of like that song I was bumping. Yeah,
it's like the star.
Exactly. Remember that song I was bumping earlier? Just like he was just saying, like, he was like Alamulu, like she did, like the world, the whole world's out here doing what they're supposed to do. They're praising them, you know what I'm saying? When the sun rises the way it's supposed to rise, you know what I'm saying? Meaning the earth rotating around it. Yeah. The earth is doing what God told it to do. Everything is doing what God told it to do. You know what I'm saying? But then mankind are the ones that be like, wait a minute, let me tell you what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? We try to make it about us, you know what I mean? Yeah. But when we become the North Star, what we're saying is that we're not gonna, you know what I'm saying, break that pattern. We're gonna follow what the rest of the world is doing. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You know what I mean?
It's a good one.
You know,
it's a good one.
Yeah,
it's deep. It's deep. Who came up with it?
Nobody came up with it. We just came from the scriptures, but we just copy paste. There you go. Copy paste from the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? I always like to tell people, I'm like, I got a ghostwriter. You know, if you ever hear anything that might sound profound or that might sound like I said something, hey, I got a ghostwriter, bro.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? He be writing all my, you know what I'm saying? and he puts it in my heart. You know what I'm saying? So
I like
it's all from OG. So GTG. That's all I love to say that. You know.
Okay.
GTG fan for sure.
That's good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that.
Let's segue to a thing that actually came to my mind.
Yeah.
Last time you were here, right? You guys spoke about like road
Purpose?
rage. No.
Oh, road rage? Okay. I think that's over.
You trying to get deep, huh? Yeah, I was like, yo, let's let our minds chill a little bit, right? Because it's funny because that happened last time you were here, right? You're talking about road rage.
Yeah.
God's my witness this morning. On my way to here, fam, I almost witnessed the the craziest road rage. Like if Canadians could be strapped, like it would have been a shootout, bro. It would have been a shootout, no cap. Like I was literally on the way here, like I was driving, right, and it's that turn on, it's on Donald, you know what I'm saying, and you turn left on the light to start going towards the highway. Yeah. Right? I was about to turn it. The car in front of me, I was bumping my tracks. I was just like, whatever. And he looked like he was a chill guy, but I can see him a little antsy. I see him through the rearview mirror. He's looking around. I'm like, yo, all right, bro, I'm just bumping my tracks. You know what I'm saying? I'm bumping my mesmo. And I see him, he's antsy, And there's a guy on the other side of the intersection. He's trying to turn in too. Mm-hmm. And so they almost crash when they turn in. And so beep, beep, they're like, you know what I'm saying, swerving. One had the blue car, one had the gray car. You know what I'm saying? If for any reason they're watching this, bro, yo. It's not that deep, bro. But yo, for real, they were trying to you know what I'm saying? They were almost crashing, and then from then on, the gray car got in front. Yeah, you think it's over? You think they're gonna start driving? No. The guy's driving in the middle of the lane. There's two lanes. The guy's driving in the middle. He's not letting him pass. All the cars, us were all looking from behind. We're like, what's going on, bro? They wouldn't let him pass, fam. I witnessed this this morning, fam. Man, they're swerving. You know what I'm saying? They keep trying to get past each other. They beep, 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 beep. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I couldn't see the guy in the red, in the gray car. You know what I'm saying? I told you I'll be ratting like I'm Charleston White right now. But the guy in the blue car, I was able to see him. He's the guy that was antsy in front of me at the beginning. He had a red beard. He was a red, almost I think a reddish type of hair. Yeah. They look like a young dude, maybe late 20s. Maybe he was younger. I don't know, but that's what he looked like. And he was just cheesed. And then he drove on my right in front of me because I stayed in the other lane, and in the passing lane, the gray car ended up going on the other side. Mm-hmm. And bro, they rolled their windows down. They're like, step out now. They're just yapping at each other. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And I ain't gonna lie to you. The whole time I was still bumping my Muslim friend. I was just I was just sitting watching the show. I was just watching. I was just bumping the Muslim. I was like, these niggas are crazy, bro. Yeah. Over what? Over just because they almost turn each other. You know what I'm saying? So if they had straps, bro, because bro, pride is a thing, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Pride is a real thing.
Yeah. So if they had straps, bro, and there was a car in the middle of them, so they're yapping over. It's not like they can see each other right away. Yeah. Because I was on the far right lane and the guy was in front of me, and the other guy ended up going on the other lane. So there's a car right in between them. And they're yelling at each other, the guy in the middle car is just mm-hmm. I'm well, imagine what the guy in the middle car was thinking. He's yo, he's confused, you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. It's pride can make you do the stupidest thing. Yeah. And it's an incident like that could end up deadly. One could kill the other, or they get in the fight, a cop comes, you're arrested, now it's on your record, all for what? Mm-hmm. There's
that
nothing
one
behind it. It's just
that one turn. It was just that one turn started. You know what I'm saying? It's like a forest fire. That's you know what I'm saying?
And then once it goes off, but that's the thing. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't know what it is about driving that gets people so intense. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. To the point where you're literally willing to risk your life at that point. Or you could die for no reason other than the fact that you're angry while driving.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Driving this car, ain't it? You're driving, you're going 80, 90, 100, 100 something. I don't want to see how fast I really go, But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And that's it.
You could just one little turn, you could just.
So I do want to understand the psychology behind road rage. Why is it so intense? Mm. Why do we risk our lives? Yeah. In that moment of anger, you're so angry. Yeah. Everything goes out the window.
I know it has something to do with the human heart, but I don't know the ins and outs of it. You know what I'm saying? I know the root of it, so I can say the root. I know what's the issue, but I can't say I can't break down. I don't know the science of it. Where it's you know what I'm saying? Why? How it ends up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You feel me? So it's one of those things though. Yeah. But I just wanted to bring it up because
you also find you tend to be angry with people you don't know. Mm. Strangers, they're more prone to anger or fight than they are to relate to one another.
I think context matters there.
Do you know what I mean?
You talking about on the road?
on the road.
On the road, maybe, but like in
even,
real life, I
even
think
in
context
real
matters.
life.
And I think context matters in real life. I think in real life, context matters because like some people are more prone to get pissed off at people they got they had love for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Than they would people they don't know like that, or they haven't like, you know. I mean, like family members. Hey, come on, bro. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Family members, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
hey, you know, sometimes people are more, you know, like
I'm better with others.
Yeah, exactly.
Than they are with.
You know what I'm saying? Like like to others instead of like, you know, people that are family. But it's like
Depends on the situation, I guess.
Yeah, bro. I mean, Jesus said it too, fam. You know what I'm saying? He said somebody stays in your crib too long, you gonna get sick of them, bro. Sooner or later.
Yeah, you know,
that's
true.
I think that's another reflection of the human heart, fam.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like when Jesus came to my crib,
there's no regard. That's the thing. For me, it's like what I also notice is like there's no regard for the other person. Like when you're in a road rage or you're arguing with a stranger, it almost seems like you're not looking at them as a human. It's just this thing that you're like purely angry on, that you're willing to unleash your wrath, regardless of the consequences you're gonna face. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that like that psychology behind that, like I do want to get it.
Nah, I feel like that's something we gotta do. We can't just talk about it. Like we gotta do our due diligence and like do that stuff.
For me, I was saying like I do think it's because one or the other subconsciously. When I don't think we're meant to go that fast, right? Our life is in danger. Whenever you're driving.
What do you mean we're not meant to go that fast? Like it's a sin to drive?
No.
Like yeah,
not like that.
What do you mean?
No. Like we're as humans, like based on our ability, the only thing you can do to go fast is run.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So now you have this instrument, you have this means to go faster than you'd normally be able to go.
Okay.
Right? So, but that puts your life in danger. Like when you're going 100 kilometers an hour, your body subconsciously knows any danger, any mistake is death. You would die. So it's not at the forefront, but it's in the subconscious. Like it knows, like it's almost like it's in a, what is it called? When you're in this survival mode.
Okay. Like you mean like when
I think subconsciously when you're driving,
like when you get adrenaline and stuff like that, like what do you mean?
Like survival mode, when you know like there's danger coming, you're in survival mode, right?
Okay.
So I think subconsciously whenever we drive, there's a part of us that is in survival mode. Because we know a mistake, an accident is fatal. So I think that's where the anger comes in.
Hey man, that sounds like you did do the research, nigga. Hey, I mean, like
I think that's where it comes from though. But yeah, I could be wrong.
And then the disregard for the other life comes from the human heart.
Because you're like, yo, my life is in danger.
We figured it out. That's a wrap.
That's it?
Well,
We figured it out?
If there's any kinks in the armor, we'll go fix it up later. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds good.
That's a wrap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but hey, there's probably more to it. But like, you know what I'm saying? That's a good summary for it. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
But I just wanted to bring it up because, like, you know, like literally, guys, the last time you were here, the first thing y'all talked about was road rage. And then like literally the first day I'm trying to come here, like the first, like I'm coming here today to do a pod with you, and brodies are tweaking out right in front of me, you know. So that's why. But let's go see what they're saying with production. What they telling us. So it says, is it ethical to be rich in a world where others are starving?
Damn.
Huh?
It's a good question.
I mean, like the way it's worded, like in a world, like that's our world, nigga. We living in that right now. You got rich people and we got starving people, you know what I'm saying?
To be rich in a world where others are starving.
Yeah. Nah, here's the thing, like.
Yeah, what do you think?
Being rich?
I want to hear what.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, it's good to be rich, man. Like, cause here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
If you're rich at the end of the day, cause I tell my people this all the time. I tell y'all this all the time. Y'all know this. God is the decider of outcomes. You know what I'm saying? If you're rich, God made you rich. I don't care how you got it. You know what I'm saying? God allowed it to happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how. I don't care how you got there, right? Trust me, God allowed it, right? And if you think you're like, if you did it in wrong means and you think you're gonna get away with it, you gonna answer to Him later. You know what I'm saying? And so, God is the decider of outcomes. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody ends up like, coming into some type of money or wealth or anything, any way, any shape or form, and then God had a purpose behind it. You see what I'm saying? So the person being rich or coming into that money, to me has nothing to do with ethics or not. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's what are you doing for the money? You know what I'm saying? That's where the ethics lie. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing to get that money?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where the ethics lie. You feel me? And also, what do you do with that money once you have it? You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know why people have this like idea that you can't be rich and also, you know what I'm saying, take care of people that are starving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When the people who are probably taking care of people that are starving are people who are rich. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So like, because the people that are starving. How are they taking care of the rich? How are they taking care of starving people? They're starving.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so like, when it comes down to it, like, I don't think it's the rich that's the issue. Because I remember this Christian artist named Bizzle, fam. I might have referenced him before, but he said rich is actually an acronym. You know what I'm saying? It stands for resting in Christ's hands. You know what I'm saying? If you understand that you are somebody in Christ, right? You're already rich, fam. You know what I'm saying? God told me. You know what he told me, bro? He said, "Why are you worried about what you're gonna eat, bro?
Yeah.
Why you worried about what you're gonna drink?
Yeah.
Why are you worried about what you're gonna wear? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look how I clothe these flowers. Look how I clothe these, you know what I'm saying, these plants and all that.
Yeah.
Again, God is a decider of outcomes. He decided to make them fresh like that.
Yeah.
And so God got me fresh. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, see, what I have a problem with is poverty. You know what I'm saying? Being in poverty is not about, it's more than just like a lack of resources.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think people go into poverty and stuff because of a lack of resources. I think it's the evil in this world where people are trying to hoard wealth, you know what I'm saying? People are trying to, like, you feel me? Like, build up for themselves, you know?
I was going to say that because I feel like, I was going to say, I think we also have a responsibility. Do you know what I mean? It is, obviously, everything comes from God. But at the same time, like, when he creates Adam, he tells him, like, have dominion over this world. You know what I mean? He gives him responsibilities to carry out. So in light of that, if you're looking at it in a general sense, I would say it's unethical because of the lack of balance that is in the world, because of the extreme ends. Overall, it's unethical. Do you know what I mean? Because ultimately we have failed at the responsibilities given by God.
So let me try to understand you, right? Like, correct me if I've got you correctly.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that because, like, the world is already so unbalanced because of the, you know, it's a fallen world, it's a cold world out here. It would be wrong for somebody to be rich in this world that we live in because it's so unbalanced already. It would be wrong for that person.
It's not wrong. That's the thing. It's not. I wouldn't say it's wrong.
Unethical means wrong. I mean, if you're unethical, you're doing something wrong. You know.
If you're looking at it if I look at it in a general sense, where you're taking a view of everything, the fact that there are extremes in wealth and poverty shows that there is a problem. There is something that's happening that is wrong.
See, let me tell you why I disagree with that, right?
Yeah.
See, to me, it's not just the fact that there's the people that are, like, rich. That's the issue to me. It's the people that hoard gluttony. You know, it's the gluttony that's the issue. It's not like if somebody's rich, right? Like, especially if they did it through, like, proper means, it just shows this man is skilled. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, if there's a verse that says, like, those who are skilled serve in king's palaces or something like that. You know what I mean? It's trying to, like, say, like, if you have certain skill that God has gifted you with, or if you have developed a skill and you work towards something and you know what I'm saying? And you grind and you achieve things, you know what I'm saying? That's you honoring God, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? That's a proper thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so having the ability to be able to like, you know, provide maybe a service for people, right? Where that and generate you a lot of income. Yeah. You know, those things, I don't see nothing unethical about that.
No,
but
I don't see
I'm not saying you're saying that either. But I'm saying, right, the issue becomes, like, you know, like when people start becoming gluttonous, right? So let's say they use that skill, they make a lot of money.
Are we gluttonous? Does wealth make you gluttonous?
I like how you segue into that, right? Okay, so before I address does wealth make
I think it does.
You think it does? Okay,
I think it does.
I think it doesn't, but we can before I say that, let me just wrap my thoughts right on that point. See, the thing is, like, gluttonous, right? People being, like, you know what I'm saying, like, just hoarding. I use that word, hoarding the wealth. You know what I'm saying? They like, think about it. Like, I remember me and my guy Shmurda were talking. He was like, "Bro, these guys have billion, zero in their bank account, but to do what? to do what?
Yeah.
Like, what's that gonna do at the end, fam? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they gonna do with all this? Like they're gonna die. They're gonna live. All those zeros that they have on in their bank account, they don't have enough years on this earth to use all that.
Yeah.
So what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, Shmurda, that's profound, my guy. You know what I'm saying? You said you made a great point right there. You know what I'm saying? And the point is, it's like he's right, because like it's like that rich guy that Jesus talked about. He was like, yo, this man stacked up, you know, got his barn house. He's like, yo, now I'm gonna sit back, live. I'm gonna be chilling, living it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then what happened? The God was like, yo, like, you fool, like, tonight your life is demanded. You're coming up to your you know what I'm saying? Tonight you're going to lose your life.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to all the stuff that you stacked up? You see what I'm saying? And so this is not about not making provision. You're supposed to make provision for your kids and your grandkids. It's an honorable thing to do that. To try to pass something down. All these things are good, but these people are not trying to, that's not their aim. Their aim is more for the status, the clout, the money, you know what I'm saying? Like the richest person to live, stacking up and hoarding all the wealth, you know what I mean? And that comes out of gluttony. It's never enough. You know what I'm saying? It's never enough.
That is the human nature.
It's wanting more. Because people think gluttony is just about food, right? Like oh, you just eat, or you just stuff in your face. Nah, gluttony is more than just with the meals that you're eating. That's just one representation, right, of never being satisfied. You just keep indulging. You're just indulging in your desires. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what happens even in other kinds of sins. You feel me? Like people like they can't have enough like with their wifey. So you know what I'm saying? They gotta indulge. They gotta have like multiple partners on top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got all kinds of things, fam. Like you name it, and then niggas end up being Diddy. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So like that's what I'm trying to say is that like they're just overindulging over like in everything, and that's why I'm saying that at the end of the day, it's not the ethical part. It's not the fact that they're rich in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then like Abraham, David, all these guys were being unethical when God blessed them with all that wealth. You know what I'm saying? Well, he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? God decided to bless them, but there was times where David or Abraham or, you know what I'm saying, Solomon or any of these guys were using, you know what I'm saying, that money for wrong, or they, you know what I'm saying, used that power and status that God bestowed on them, and they used it for wrong. And that's actually a picture to show us that, look how messed up man is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but with that point, let's segue into your question that you brought up.
Yeah.
About, do you think gluttony, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think wealth makes people gluttonous?
I think so, because it gives them the opportunity to be gluttonous, right?
Okay.
So once you open up the opportunity, and if it is already within our nature, then it's easier to indulge. It's easier to indulge in something that you're able to. If you can't, you won't. Do you know what I mean? But if it opens up the door, the likelihood of you indulging is a lot higher now than if it was not open.
We're kind of saying, okay, listen, when I said I disagree with you, I thought you were saying something else, but now we're kind of agreeing. But here's the thing, maybe we're not though. Let me see. Let me throw this out there. So are you saying, right, that the wealth made this person gluttonous?
No. I think
because that's what you asked me. You asked me. I think wealth makes people gluttonous. That's what you said.
I think it brought out
what was already there.
The gluttonous nature.
What was already
within
there?
him. Yeah.
Come on, bro. We saying the same thing, bro. We saying the same thing. But that would go against your question that you gave me, because your question was like, does wealth make people gluttonous? You know what I'm saying? Does it make them, like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't believe wealth makes them gluttonous. It brings out the gluttony that's already within them. It shows who they really were all along.
Yeah.
It's kind of like right now, like I told you, yo, Bez, like, you my guy. I love you, bro. Like, no matter what, I'm going to stay by your side, whatever, all this, you know, yapping, you know what I'm saying? But then, God forbid, like, you get knocked, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, you feel me? You don't do no crimes or nothing. I like
road rage.
Road rage. Say you road rage.
I fought somebody.
I risked it all. Hey, bro, let's say, right? And then let's say, you know what I'm saying, like, while you in jail, right?
Yeah.
I end up getting with your girl or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Did I switch up on you? Did I change on you? You think that's what happened in that situation? You know what I'm saying? Or did I finally show that I was never really for you? You know what I'm saying?
The opportunity.
The opportunity, exactly, showed.
Presented itself.
Exactly. Because people think like.
But it was already within you.
Exactly. Because think about
it.
Loyalty, right?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's not. People are not loyal until they're not loyal. No. When the opportunity comes, they'll show if they were loyal all along or not.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, like I don't believe people turn on me or switch on me or whatever, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just show me what's been there all along. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, I check people from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, already, as soon as if I feel something wrong, a different energy, something like that, I address it right away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like to pretend, fam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We have to be honest. We have to show what's in our hearts, fam.
Yeah.
Because the mouth speaks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the heart shows, and the actions more than anything show what the heart is full of.
This goes into. I was thinking about that recently, actually.
Yeah.
Because certain events were happening that was making me like think. There was this verse in John when he was talking about those that were never part of us, and then they left us.
Yeah,
you know?
hold on.
Hold on.
Are you doing what I think?
No,
Are we going into that?
No, we're not going into that.
Nah?
You'll see.
I'll keep it between you. You guys might know about it, maybe not. Maybe at the next episode we talk about it.
Next episode.
Hey, but you bring it up though. It's kind of, you're taking me there, but
No. I won't take it.
I won't bring it up now.
Don't worry.
Another one.
But it relates to what we've been discussing right now. When he says they left us because they were never part of us, right?
Yeah.
And it made me think, just like you were mentioning. Yeah. So I go to prison, and you know what I mean. Now you're with my shorty.
God forbid.
You know?
God forbid. I can never, bro. I'll never, bro. Trust me, fam.
But
you could be outside of jail and I still would never, bro.
But the thing is, when you question the friendship, like, were you truly my friend? Were you truly, you know what I mean? Even to begin with, it's true. Like, you were never my friend to begin with.
Bro,
you
that's
know
how
what I
it
mean?
is. I agree.
And certain situations reveal that.
Yeah.
But what it got me to thinking is, did you know that?
Did I know what?
Did you know
That if I was loyal or not?
if we were loyal or not? Like, is it the fact that, did you actually believe you were my friend? Is that possible? Do you know what I mean? You actually believe.
That's a great question, man.
You actually believed what you were telling me when you said, "Yo,
Yeah.
I'm rocking with you, you're my friend." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You actually meant it.
Yeah.
But then later on, you realize.
Nah, here's the way the way I see it, bro. Like, we have our conscious mind and we got our subconscious mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't think everybody consciously is always just great. I've been around some slimy people where, like it's so much in their front of their mind, it's almost coming out their forehead, fam. It's almost coming out their eyes. I'm like, I know you're fake, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're not hiding it. I can see you, nigga. Like, nigga. Like, yeah, I don't trust you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But some people, right? I do agree that, like, subconsciously they lie to themselves, right? But subconsciously, they know.
You think so?
Everybody knows when they're really for themselves. They know. Subconsciously, I believe they know. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So I don't think it's one of those where like where they were just like, you know, it just like completely caught them fully off guard. You know what I'm saying? Subconsciously, it was always there, fam. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And it just finally came to the conscious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But subconsciously, everybody knows who they're really riding for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
but do you think there's a part of, because I've been thinking about it in relation to, like, friendship. It's like when a friendship falls off, that question comes in, were they really my friends to begin with, right? It's very hard to give a concrete yes, and it's very hard to give a concrete no. Do you know what I mean? Because they could have truly believed they were friends, but when the time of testing came, they fell out. So does that to relate to the verse in a sense that you were never really my friend to begin with?
Yeah.
And so now that the situation has arose, do you know what I mean? Now you've drifted apart, or the friendship has ended. Can I say, or is that too harsh? Because let's say you've been through a lot together too. Do you know what I mean? Let's say we've been friends for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now this incident has happened, the one you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
Does that erase our friendship and say, no, you were never my friend? Or
yeah, it does. I mean,
you're a friend that, you know?
It erases it. Let me tell you what, right?
It erases it?
It erases it. Like,
Dang.
no, hold on. Let me tell you like this, right? Because, like, I say this about, like, this is something I also say too, right?
Yeah.
See, even I'll circle back to the racing thing, right? But see, me, right? Like, for example, let's say you're my guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, if somebody's saying something about you, right?
Yeah.
I don't take their word for it. Like, you know, if other people are talking about you, you know what I'm saying? Even if it might have, like, somebody I trust and it has, like, you know, it might have merit, I'll just take it. I'll hear it. I'm like, okay, right? But I'll wait to let you tell me and show me who you are. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just listen to what other people tell me about you. I'll let you tell me who you are. I'll let you show me who you are. Once you show me, I'll believe you. Trust me, I'll 100% believe what you showed me. I'll believe you 100%, no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I'm not gonna just take somebody else's word. You know what I'm saying? Or just take what somebody else is saying about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that the reason I operate that way is because why? When I choose to be somebody's friend, I'm not thinking, oh, okay, this person gonna be my friend. I'm not coming to friendships thinking like, yo, how can this person benefit me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm thinking in this friendship like what can I do for this person? You know what I'm saying? And God put me on that kind of game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I'm approaching and saying like, is there anything this person can get out of me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not coming expecting loyalty. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't come into a relationship just trusting people. I just trust God. I don't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? I come and trust in God, and I let the person build up the trust with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't come in already like, you know, when you call somebody your friend, you're already coming saying, okay, I have trust in you already to start.
Yeah.
I don't come like that.
Yeah.
I have full trust in God that He put you in my life for a reason. Now show me who you're gonna be that person in my life. Which person you are in my life that God put. Did God put a friend that I can build that trust with in my life, or did He put somebody in my life that is gonna backstab me? You know what I'm saying? But regardless,
so if he betrays you, that means he was never your friend?
He was never my friend. I'll just see like, God, I see why you put him in my life. I see why you put what you're trying to teach me here. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time I was never the person I was trusting. It was always God I had trust for.
So with that, would you say, how does that conflict with leaving room for errors, for mistakes?
No,
At what point do you acknowledge, this person was never actually my friend, versus you made a mistake?
Like the reason I would consider somebody my friend, the first initial thing is that I'm their friend. That's where it starts. It doesn't start from what they're doing for me. It starts from what I can do for them.
Okay.
So I'm starting from like, he's my friend because I'm his friend. I want to be, but I want to look out for him because whatever reason God put him in my life, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, bro, God like brings me into people's lives, or He puts some people in my life where it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like not test, but just trying to like, because like it's kind of like how you approach any kind of relationship. You know what I'm saying? Even in romantic relationships, you know what I'm saying? Most people are coming saying like, what could she do for me? Right? And she's coming saying, what you got for me? You know what I'm saying? But if you're coming saying like, yo, like what you know what I'm saying? Like what's this person gonna get from me being with them? You know what I'm saying? And if she comes saying, what's this person gonna get from me being with him? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody walks away with something. If she came to give, you came to give, everybody took away something. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And with even in a platonic relationship with like, you know, people and brothers and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the same approach that I take. I come at it saying like, what can I give? You know what I'm saying? What am I here to give? Not what this person can give me. Because like, with all due respect, I don't need nothing from nobody. Like God, I believe if you get like a friendship from somebody, that's like God blessing you with a little cherry on top, showing you something about Himself, like a little reflection of like what friendship is. You know what I'm saying? But everything I ever needed, bro, He gave me personally Himself, like directly. I'm like, what else do I need from niggas, bro? I don't need nothing from niggas, from nobody, no, you know what I'm saying? I got everything I could need, fam. I could ever want. I have it. You know what I'm saying? Everything I could ever want to accomplish, He's already done it through me. You know what I'm saying? So like He's blessed me with everything. So now when I approach relationships, I'm not coming like out of a lack, out of like I need something. I need companionship. Like, nigga, I don't care, nigga. Like you can leave, you can stay. It's up to you. I don't care. You know, I don't approach it like I need something from somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm staying around people, it's not because I needed them. It's because I believe, you guys, they need me right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'll let them walk away. I'll let them switch up and turn and go their way. You know what I'm saying? I won't leave.
I agree and disagree.
Hold that right there. They're gonna cut it and then restart it from where you don't lose that thought. There's something I do a lot. You're gonna see, my nigga. I go take a leak and I fill up my water again, bro. It's that creatine, my nigga. It's that creatine. Let's
what was I saying?
Talk back in. Edit, check, mic, click.
I was saying I agree and disagree. Because I think in light of what God has done for us, you're here to serve others. And I agree completely with that, perspective. And it's a good perspective to have, really, because it sort of protects you as well from disappointments and putting your hopes on people rather than God. That's true. But I also see, as I read through the Bible, especially in Genesis, God creates Adam, right? He creates him, He gives him literally everything.
My bad. I gotta turn that off, bro.
Dang. Is this gonna be included in the podcast?
Hey, man. I think we did it last time when EB called.
Is it?
Yeah, EB called.
Okay. But what was I saying? He creates Adam. He gives him everything. He says, have dominion over the world. Do you know what I mean? Have dominion over the world. And he has a relationship with God too. He's in the garden. He literally has everything. But then he says one comment. It's not good for a man to be alone.
Amen. I love that one.
You know what I mean?
I love that comment. Because I know what I brought next. So I love that comment, bro. Hey, amen, brother. Amen. Hey, don't get it twisted.
So what I'm trying to say is,
I want to see where you're going with that, though.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that regardless of, it's good having the perspective of, okay, what am I here, like, with my friendships and with the relationship. The question is, how can I serve them? You should, for sure. It's a very good way to approach it. But it's undeniable fact that whatever they do will also affect you. So they're also here to serve you. They're here to serve a purpose within your life as well. Do you know what I mean?
And that's where it affects you in what way? Like,
it depends on the relationship.
You mean like if you have like a connection of opportunities and stuff like that?
No.
Let's
say, for example, if it is a relationship, do you know what I mean? It will affect you emotionally in that regard. Do you know what I mean? Or whether it's friendship, do you know what I mean? So it does. It will affect.
No, here's the way I see that, right? Like, the thing is,
I think it's good to go with that mindset.
This is the way I look at it, fam. This is the way I look at it.
At the beginning.
And I tell this to one of my broskies, and he's like, he's a funny guy. But I tell him trust is earned. You know what I'm saying? And I let people build that trust with me. But like, to me, it's not like it's not gonna change like how I feel about the person, right? Because my feelings about you, the kind of love I got for you, wasn't based on the fact that I can trust you. The fact that I can trust you just allows us to build that relationship. Like, it actually allows me to trust you, to tell you more, be more transparent, put you more into my circle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give you more, like, you know what I'm saying? More of, like, you know, pretty much me, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually, not in a way, like, I'm down to, like, if it's my brother, I'm down to, like lay my life down for them. But the point is that it's like, I'm looking at it like, for the trust part though, like, actually, like, building that relationship and trust-wise, I let the person build that trust with me. And so if that person has built that level of trust with me, I have that level of trust with them. So obviously if that trust goes down, I'm like, it's disappointing. It's like, damn, like, I thought I could trust you like that, but now I know I can only trust you like that. But it doesn't change like how I approach the relationship in the first place. I didn't come into a relationship trying for you to give me something.
You think it doesn't change anything?
Not for me at least, you know what I'm saying? Like, since not for the past 7 years, you know what I'm saying, how I've been building these relationships.
Yeah.
Is that like,
do you think it would create boundaries though? Do you think?
No, I mean, like,
so setting boundaries is one of the ways that it will affect the friendship or the relationship, whatever the case may be. Any sort of relationship.
But what I'm saying, when I consider somebody my friend, it's not based on like those boundaries that we have or like that transparency we have or nothing like that. It's simply God put you in my life, you know what I'm saying? And He put you in my life as a platonic friend. Yeah. You're my friend now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? It's not based on, like, it's kind of like how God rocked with me. When God chose to rock with me, it wasn't like, you know, like, because, Nahom, first go to church this many times, you know what I'm saying, build that trust with me there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go and do this here, you know what I'm saying, go preach in the streets this many times, you feel me? Yeah. Go and talk to these many people, do that, and then once you build that trust with me, now I'll consider you my friend. No, brother, this one thing that puts me to tears, fam, I was considered a friend of God, fam. A friend of God, fam. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? One of His children. From day one, before I never did nothing for him. When I just came straight from my filth, my nigga, looking martial, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he considered me my friend. And so that's the way I now approach my relationship. I'm trying to do it like him. So if I rock with somebody, right, they could have just came from backstabbing me. Just came from, like, you know what I'm saying, treating me in a way they know they ought not to treat me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the way I'm gonna rock with you is like, you're my friend because God put you in my life. Do I trust you? No. No, nigga. My trust and my ratings for people go up and down all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be based on your actions. Like I said, I'm gonna let you tell me who you are. Yeah. So my trust for you could have went up, my ratings for you could have went up, my ratings for you could have went down based on how you carry yourself. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's not gonna change how much love I have for you. Because the love I have for you, fam, it wasn't based on how much I could trust you. That wasn't where my love for you came from. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the love I have for people doesn't come from me, money. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, money, I didn't have love for nobody, nigga. I was about me, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not home and not home alone. Yesterday, how many gorillas could take Nahom, fam? I mean, how many Nahoms can take gorillas, whatever. It was all about. That's why I said, like, all these Nahoms are just about themselves at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I was all about me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's what I learned with God, is that He was so self-giving, and I'm finna be like Him, and He's been teaching me how to be self-giving. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I got that game from, and I seen that, like, you know, the application God put it into my life, and bro, like, it's a way, it just made me unbothered, money. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas can do whatever, fam. Like, that's you, nigga, that's you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know the living God, fam. The living God called me His friend. He called me His child, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my trust for you is not gonna affect, like, if I don't trust you, like, you know, maybe I'll trust you tomorrow. Maybe you're gonna prove to me, right, that you're gonna be more trustworthy tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like I realize, I feel like that.
That's
that whole
what I'm
thing
saying.
comes
So-
out of a lack of control. Like we feel like we're not in control. I feel like when we could trust somebody, we feel like we're more in control, and we feel like we lose that control when we like, who can I trust now? I don't know. Like, I don't have control. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where it comes from. But like me, I've already given up all control. I'm like, nigga, I don't run nothing, bro. I came from dirt, brother. Like I don't call the shots. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't run nothing, my nigga. God runs it. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? So I ain't got nothing to what's gonna bother me, bro? What's really gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? So if something happens to me, it was meant to be. It's leading me somewhere. It's showing me something about who God is. You know? It's kind of like that thing we talked about yesterday when I told you. Remember that event that happened? I didn't tell you about yet. When I was like, when I tell you about it, like how God like wrote it down.
Yeah.
It's a bar, fam. Like God wrote a bar with my life, man. A double entendre and everything, fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. I see what you did there, because it just everything in our life and our relationships and everything. It's supposed to be a reflection of him. Everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You brought up earlier Adam and Eve, right? The reason God said it's not good for Adam to be alone is not just because like, oh, he's going to be lonely or by himself or something like that. It's because he's saying, God is looking at it from his perspective. He's saying, look, it's not good for a man to be alone, because why? In that relationship between man and woman, right? The husband and wife, it's going to be the proper reflection of, you know what I'm saying? Of me.
Who I am,
You know what I'm saying? Like the church and the bride, right? I mean, the bride is the church or the church is called the bride of Christ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what the reflection is supposed to be. It's supposed to show, you know what I'm saying, the reflection of who God is, his character. So the reason God said it's not good for man to be alone is because, look, the best way that it's going to reflect my relationship with my bride is when I put man and woman together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In that union.
Yeah.
And then create that family union, the family union. You know what I'm saying? The love between family. That's supposed to reflect something about God. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You like, I don't want to get too deep on this because we have a couple more things to go on, but just the thing I just want to throw in there.
Say we have to, let's circle it back to
I just wanted
what
to
the
throw
question
in,
was.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw in that like everything is reflecting God's triune nature, who he is, everything in this world, fam.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the Bible says when the sky screams God's glory. You know what I'm saying? Everything's supposed to be telling something about him, fam. You know what I'm saying? So like if you can't see him in everything, fam, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like you missed the mark. That's what sin is, fam. You're making it about yourself. But what we've done, remember in Romans 1, we did the opposite. We used everything he created and went completely against. We actually worshiped the creation rather than the creator. You know what I'm saying? We did the opposite of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of like looking at the creation and letting us be in awe of the creator, we're in awe of the creation and worship the creation and disregard the creator and completely try to take him out of his own the creation that he created himself. You know what I'm saying? And us being the main idol that we make ourselves and make ourselves the God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And bro, when I met God, bro, all that went to death. Fuck, smoke that guy. He's gone. Now I'm just everything I see God in everything. Like right now, fam, like God's presence to me is more like I feel God's presence more than any of you niggas in this room, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like God to me is more real. Like if somebody told me right now, no, homie, you're in the Matrix, and you know like Bez and Beanie and Bell and Holy, they're not real. I'll be like, yo, that might be true. But if somebody told me, yo, no, God ain't real, God don't exist, I mean, this fool, this a goofy guy. What are you talking about, bro? God's not real. He's right here. What are you talking about? How is he not real? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So to me, it's like, bro, God's present. God is more real than anybody here, fam. He's more real than me here, sitting here right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, that's where all like circling it back to the whole like, you know what I'm saying, like friendship and all that. Like everything's supposed to be a reflection of him. So like when I get into relations with people, right? More specifically when God puts those people into my life, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, God, you put this person in my life, and you taught me how I should be with people based on how you were with me. I'm gonna try to do that to them. You know what I'm saying? Be that to them. And if I see them also building that trust with me, them being that back to me, it's like a cherry on top. I'm like, wow, God, that's amazing. Thanks for my brother. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's an amazing. But I wasn't over here sitting like expecting like out of lack, like waiting for somebody. God, I'm lonely out here. I need a friend. Like nigga, I'm with God. I'm kicking it with the Creator, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I lack nothing, like nothing, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like literally nothing, bro. Like what do I lack? I forgot who said. I think it's David. David in the Psalms. He said, like the Lord is my want. What do I lack? Or something like that, right? I forgot, I'm butchering that verse. But he's like, the Lord is my. I want Him, and I got Him, nigga. What do I lack? I got the greatest thing I could ever want. You know what I'm saying? The greatest desire has been fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? I've been reunited with my God, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's finna get in our way, bro? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with the Creator, bro. So like, that's why I look at relationships that God put in my life as like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something about Him. You know what I'm saying? Like, He brought us together for a reason, fam. Me and you, brother, when we locked in, I remember how you told me when you first met me, you know what I'm saying? The first time you see me, you know what I'm saying?
I thought you knew that save it. I was gonna preach the gospel to
He's
you.
like, yeah, man, you know, like, bro, like naturally, me and you wouldn't have just like clicked, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But
I
God
agree
just
with
like,
that.
God brought us together, fam, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, behind the scenes, we know we about, my nigga, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so, like, God is the one who does those things, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like to me, it's God who formulates those, brings those together. You know,
So regardless, so you're saying regardless of how the friendship goes.
yeah, like.
But the question was,
We could talk about the practical, but let me
Yeah.
just throw in this one last thing.
Yeah, tell me.
Because right now I'm in Samuel in my yearly reading, you know?
Okay.
And it talks about Jonathan and
David.
David's relationship.
yeah,
And it said that it was something from God, fam. It says God who had the favor on David, and
Yeah.
through that, like it said, like I forgot the wording he used, right?
they were like
But-
brothers.
They were like brothers, but it said like he kind of sewed them together, like he sewed their souls together, or something like that. Something along those lines. Like I want to bring it up after, like, you know, just for me to talk
Yeah.
about it after, bro.
Yeah.
But it said like he sewed their souls together almost. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like he brought that union together, that connection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a match made in heaven type thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
not just like, oh, you like to golf? Yeah, me too, bud. Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
Friendship, I don't know, my nigga. Like, that niggas consider friendship. Like, hey, you play tennis on the weekends. Like, I don't know how you use that voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. This is a bond that goes just beyond. You know what I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
greater. There's no greater love than one who lays his life down for his friends.
For his friends.
If I can't lay my life down for you, you're not my friend. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. But the reason I call you my friend is 'cause I would lay my life down for you, bro. If I
Yeah.
can't lay my life down for you, you're not my friend. You're an acquaintance. Maybe I know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're not my friend. Somebody I call my friend is somebody I'm gonna lay my life down for. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I got love for, my nigga. That's why there's no way I can ever be with your shawty. Like, bro, you nigga I'm gonna die for. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, how the hell I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Be with a man shawty that I'm
You're
finna
willing to
die
die
for.
for.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I'm looking at. It's like those kind of, so like those little things that we do to each other, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like you have you're angry that day or that week, or you're going through something, you know what I'm saying? And you mistreated me or something like that. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be like brother, like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously I'm gonna be like, because you talked about the practical earlier. You brought it up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like it will just show me like more about, you know, your character. You know, maybe you need to develop there. It's just, you know what I'm saying? We're all growing, fam, as people. We can't be critical of each other as if like, you know what I'm saying? That critical spirit, that judgment that Jesus was talking
So
about.
when do you know? That was my question. When do you know that person was never your friend versus
It's betrayal.
it's an error?
When it's betrayal. Like, you know, somebody treating you wrong, to me is not betrayal. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's that person, you know what I'm saying, like doing wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that betrayal to me is like, obviously, like you have to have your own certain lines that, like, you know,
Yeah.
you know that, like, you know, like you just don't do, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, being with your guy's girl or your guy's ex or something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's certain things, certain rules that, you know what I'm saying, that apply. Like I feel like it's like universal. We know when somebody did something wrong. Like you stabbed somebody in the back. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But like at the same time too, it's also about how the person acts after. How repentant are they? You know what
The
I'm saying?
situation.
You feel me? So somebody like breaking that trust with me, right? Can show
Yeah.
me that I can't trust them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that I've completely like, now I just want, like, I'm wishing ill on them. I don't rock with them. It's not like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It just now it's like, okay, I don't
You don't
trust
trust
you
them anymore.
I'm you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in my lane, but I got love for you. But you're still able to build that trust up with me again. But it's gonna be much like it's based on what that thing, based on what that violation
harder.
is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not harder for me. It's just to me, it's more like a system. It's like based on how bad that violation is, that trust that you're gonna have to rebuild is gonna be like
Has to take
process,
time.
fam.
I
It's
think,
gonna,
yeah,
it's
for
gonna
me,
be time.
yeah.
It's gonna show a lot of, you know what I'm saying. So like that's how I look at it. So like there's practical ways. Me, I like to be practical. So there is
That's what I
very
was
practical
saying.
steps
Like
to
in
it.
a practical sense.
Yeah.
Once you know that, I think, I don't know. It's a thing to process, but certain boundaries, like what we were saying earlier, does that affect anything? Does that affect the way you view them? It might not affect the way you view them, but you may need boundaries, right? You may need to.
You mean
put
like
a
change the way
certain-
you see them?
Not change the way you see them, but you may need to put certain boundaries that were not there before.
Oh, for
You know what I
sure.
mean? So in a way,
Yeah.
it will change. You know what I mean?
If that's what you mean by change, like,
Yeah.
Because no, you know, normally people say change, like, because I used to have this before back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
by God's grace, I don't have it now. But like back then,
Change means
if somebody violates me
you
or does
see
something
them
wrong,
differently.
like I just actually see them like I can't rock with you, bro. Like you're like, you know.
No.
Yeah, like I
Not like
used to
that,
be like that
but-
back in the day, but
yeah.
now it's just something what I've seen in my life, like as God, I got to know God and spend time with Him. It's when somebody like does me wrong or violates me now, it's like that look I used to give them before, I just can't. It's like almost impossible. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And, like, I heard this track by Seven.
I mean, it's just like, yeah, you still have to. I don't want to consider them enemies anymore, but like even with their enemies, it's love your enemy.
It's love your enemy.
So it's like leave alone
like somebody, your friend,
even the enemy.
Like,
so it's like your attitude towards them, or
there was a track.
your willingness to help them cannot change. You know, to be there for them. Let's say if they need you. Right?
Remember that track I used to bump in the Gaddy, like you know Seven. Remember Seven?
Seven. Yeah, I remember.
Is
he still out there?
He's out here, fam. He's out here, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember I was bumping that track where he was like, I don't know if you remember this. He kept saying you are a guy. You know what I'm saying? Just singing a guy.
Yeah.
And like, and on that track he said, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, when people hurt me, certainly it hurts.
Yeah.
But I can't hate no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you do feel the hurt, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You do feel the hurt,
Yeah.
like because. Like maybe like even just because you got love for that person, you want to see that person. You don't want to see that person become something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you don't want them to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's not just the fact that they hurt you, you don't want that person that you had love for to be that kind of a person. You know, you wanted them to be a better person. But it hurts that to see them become that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like I can't hate you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like especially when on the flip side, right after that hurt, you know what I'm saying?
That's biblical.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah. That's biblical.
But like, you know, there's a difference when you're just talking about it versus like, I'm like, when I'm experiencing it in my life, it's different, bro. It's like, when I talk about it, sounds right, okay, this is right, but when you're experiencing it with relationships with people and all that, there's just something about it that just like, you know, it just, this comfort that you feel from God, bro, like knowing him personally, bro.
The prompt. So when Peter denied Jesus, was he ever his friend?
Nah,
it's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay. I'll let you take the first.
Yeah, like, see, the thing is, Jesus was Peter's friend.
But Peter was...
You know what I'm saying? Like, Peter was a true follower. He was a believer. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And Peter was called a friend of God. So yeah, I do believe in that sense, he was his friend.
Mm-hmm.
But not, like, it's kind of like exactly what like the kind of picture I was trying to paint. Jesus, right, told Peter. He didn't say, like, yo, Peter switched up. He told Peter. He's like, bro, like, you gonna switch up, bro.
Yeah.
Remember, Peter was trying to tell him, like, yo, we gonna ride. What do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna die with you, you know?
Yeah.
We're trying to tell him, like, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And Jesus looked at him and said, hey, bro, like, you finna switch up, bro.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that
did he switch up, though? That's to me, what goes through my mind is like, is it a switch up, or is it that he lacked the ability to actually fulfill his word? Do you know what I mean? Like, he truly meant it. I don't think Peter was lying, by the way.
Oh.
I think Peter really, truly meant what he was saying when he said, I would never betray you, right? When he said, like, I would die for you, I truly believe he meant it. He just didn't have the ability to carry it out.
No,
like, fear.
Yeah, like, but that's
took over. Do you know what I mean?
But fam, think about it like this. Like,
fear took over.
No, but think about it.
But he meant it.
Like, to me, I look at what people say and I look at what people do, and I believe what they do more than what they say. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Hold on.
Yes and no. Okay.
Let me make a point. Right?
Okay.
I listen to both, by the way, because your words are very important.
Yeah.
So I hear you. I still hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
But more than what you have to say, I look at your actions. You know
That's true.
But hold on. Like, I already said that, so I'm saying that to segue into like the point I'm making.
To elaborate, yeah.
Right? The point is, right, when I see how people act and the kind of like actions that they decide to take, right, that shows me more about like how they really feel about me. What they really mean. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Because what Peter really was trying to, Peter was really trying to save was his own ass. He was trying to save himself. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason.
When he said that to Jesus?
No, when he denied him, when he denied him, he was trying to save himself.
He was trying to save himself.
So even if he told Jesus, I would die with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who he was really would want to save was himself. He wanted to save himself. Like me and Morty were talking about this last time about how Jesus wasn't different than Judas in the fact that he betrayed Jesus. He betrayed him all the same.
All the same.
But the difference is, Peter had godly sorrow that led to repentance, and Judas had worldly sorrow that leads to death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I try to emulate Jesus and try to follow him in the way he did his relationship with Peter. See, with Peter, right?
So wait. Let me get this straight though. So the answer to this question, when Peter denied Jesus, was he ever his friend? Your answer is he was never his friend.
Well, yes and no, right?
Yes and no.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Yes, because Jesus was a friend of Peter, which makes Peter a friend of Jesus.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think he meant, like, do you think, like, or better yet, like, when Peter said...
I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Right? I told this to my blood brother. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? I told him, bro, listen, I'm your brother,
Yeah.
but you're not my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a brother to you. You're not a brother to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's still my brother, obviously. He's my brother at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But he's not he's not a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Peter was. He was a friend. He was God. He was a.
You think so?
They were friends. You know what I'm saying? If Jesus is your friend, you're friends with God. If Jesus comes and decides you're my friend, you're friends with him.
Let's take it apart though. I don't want you don't mix Jesus' friendship to Peter with Peter's with Jesus, right? Look at them separately. Obviously,
But you can't separate them though.
You can, because friendship is a two-way thing, right? At the end of the day, everything is a two-way thing. It's never one way. It's never one way.
I don't believe so.
Yeah?
Nah.
We'll talk about that, but let's finish this. Let's finish
you know where it's gonna go to.
I know, because I knew where you're gonna take it.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that Jesus is Peter's friend, that's for sure.
Okay.
So the question is, was Peter Jesus' friend? Or better yet, when Peter said, I'll never deny you, I won't betray you, I'll die with you.
Yeah.
Did he truly mean it? And then when it came to the time of test, he actually didn't have the ability to carry it out.
I'm gonna answer that by taking the highlight off Peter, because Peter wasn't the only one who, they all said that. They all said that. This is they all on the same type of time. They're all like, yo, we here, we riding, we da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So are they now all not his friends? Jesus like treated them like his friends, fam.
Yeah.
You know, as a matter of fact, he even, you know what he said? Like I remember there was one time somebody came up to him. She was like, "Blessed is the mother that nursed you, you know, the mother that you nursed on, you know, your mother, pretty much." And he said, "Blessed are those rather." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? That listen to my word and listen to them. Like who's my mother? Who's like when they came up to him like, "Yo,
who's my friend?
Who's my brother? Who's my friend?"
Yeah.
It's those here that listen to them. You know what I'm saying? That obey me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Peter and them, like they were automatically his friends because Jesus chose to bestow his friendship on them. When I became
agreement with that.
I don't know, but hold on. Let me segue, right?
Okay.
I became a friend of God when Jesus chose to bestow his friendship on me. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
But now by spending time with Jesus more and more, right, he started to influence me. And I started to become more and more like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And through time, like, you know what I'm saying, I started to act like him. Yeah. And that's what I believe happened with Peter. You know what I'm saying? Peter, right, didn't know how to be a friend of God. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? On his own. You know what I mean? But through the Spirit, you know what I'm saying, he was able to be a true friend of God. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to come to that. I think he truly meant it, but he never had the ability to actually carry it out, which I think we're saying the same things in just different ways.
No, but I don't think it's like
the enabling of.
No, what I'm saying is,
his ability, because
if you look at the disciples, right? Like, why did they run in the first place? Like, why did they abandon Jesus? Because from the beginning,
it's not that they were not his friends, or nor like they didn't believe him. It was fear.
Yeah, I mean, but why? Well, like, think about like this, right?
Yeah.
I'll use this great analogy for you.
Yeah.
Right. A mother, right?
Yeah.
That loves her daughter. You know what I'm saying, or her son, whichever. You see what I'm saying? Sees a burning building and her child is in that building. Mm-hmm. The fear is not going to drive her away from that building. Out of the fear for her child, she's going to go in there bravely, right? You know what I'm saying? Not because she might be a brave or courageous woman.
You're using a bigger love as an example.
No, but hold on. Let me make the point. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree at the end. You know what I'm saying? But the point is just to like get the thoughts across, provoke thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I'm a man. I've been wrong before. I can be wrong right now. You know what I'm saying? I might be corrected.
Yeah.
But I stand 10 toes on it because I believe it's the truth.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, fam, a mother when she sees a child or her child, she's gonna run into the building, not away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm going to give you a much greater example, all right? You know, see, Jesus' disciples, right? They all died in crazy ways. They died from in the most craziest ways, fam.
Yeah.
And the thing about Jesus, fam, right, is he was afraid before he died, bro. He was afraid before he suffered God's wrath. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He was literally face to face with God. He was sweating blood, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he said, let this cup pass from me, fam.
Yeah.
And he said, God, let this cup pass from me, but not my will, but your will be done.
Your will be done.
And he was afraid to face the wrath.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he knows the wrath. He knows what that is, fam.
Yeah.
It wasn't just what Romans and Jews were going to do to him.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what he was about to take on.
Yeah.
And how bad it was going to be because of how many, if you know how many people God is saving, and when it talks about in Revelation, the multitudes, and talks about how it's all of our sin, fam. Everything that we deserve. An eternity of hell, what eternity in hell would feel like for us, is what he was about to take on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that fear did not drive him away. He faced it. He picked up his cross, went all the way, and he did it.
He did it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did it.
That to
I
me
agree.
is real friendship, real love. No greater love than a man who lays his life down for his friends. And that's what Jesus did for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I know he is my friend first.
Yeah.
And so if there's any way I'm able to love him or be a friend to him, it's because he loved me first. He was a friend to me first. You see what I'm saying? And that's why in their story, right, with the disciples, what I see is that they were not friends of God because of themselves. Like they themselves were a friend, and they had this such love for him, right? It was actually God that drew out something that was never in them in the first place. Like the way, I heard this great analogy from Paul Washer, right, where he said, if you see like a husband being a proper husband, like just like a proper husband to his wife, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean like, by the way, for these niggas out here, it's not like no simp guy that just like getting your flowers every single day, like my baby, and just she's treating him like trash. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a proper man, you know what I'm saying, handling his business, taking care of his family, being a real guy for his wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, if he sees that, you know what I'm saying? And people normally, the way we look at things, how we normally see, we look at that guy and be like, yo, that must be a great guy. Right? It must be a proper person, like such a good guy, right? But he said, what if that guy was normal? What if he wasn't even just normal? What if he was less than normal? What if he was just a regular? What if he was worse? What if he was a bad guy?
Yeah.
What if it was his wife? It was such a great woman, you know what I'm saying? Such a humble, contrite, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like a proper woman that she brought out something out of this man that was never there, because she was so good. It just forced him to become, you know what I'm saying? A great person, a great husband.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what our relationship with God is like. None of us are these people that had something for God and God saw something in us and he was like, yo, y'all are so sick that I'm going to choose you to be my friend. No. In our filth, in our worst, when we had nothing good about us, he said, I'm going to bestow my friendship on this person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I see myself. That's the kind of person that God
I agree with that.
shows love on.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
agree with
agree,
that
but I'm not saying it just for you to agree or disagree.
Yeah.
And I believe it's good for them to hear it too. You know what I'm saying? And especially every time I say, even like when I'm talking, like he's hearing me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like, I love to talk about him to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I bring it up.
Yeah.
But I say that to say, fam, that that's why, if you want to know why, now bring it to why I think Peter was not like a friend and was a friend. He was a friend of God or a friend of Jesus because Jesus bestowed his friendship on him. But he wasn't a friend of Jesus. I mean, look, he turned his back on him. When he needed him the most, they all turned their back on him. And they didn't, by the way, they didn't start betraying him once he started denying him. You know when they betrayed him? In the Garden of Gethsemane. When he was sweating blood, family. This guy was stressing and they were...
That's true.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? If I'm going through my worst time and you're sleeping, you know what I'm saying? Brother, I'm a question.
But then but that's the thing. So my point then becomes like, for me, the reason as to why I say, no, I think Peter genuinely meant what he said. He just didn't have the ability to carry it out, which later on is through God's strength that he becomes a whole different person. All the 12 disciples really change and they transform the world, right? Through the power of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that. Right? So Peter on his own, obviously, he would never be able to be the friend to Christ that he needed to be. But to me, it also seems like when he said, I would never betray you, he wasn't lying. He wasn't...
By actions, he did.
By actions, but he truly meant it. So I think it goes on to...
No, if I tell you right now...
We're talking about us. Well, hold up. Yeah. We're talking about us and our shortcomings, our abilities or like inabilities. You know what I mean? Peter had that desire. He wanted that. He truly believed it.
The same guy who cut the guy's ear off?
Yeah, he cut the guy's ear off for Christ.
What's the point?
That's an action.
I'm saying that...
Oh, no, come on, guys.
Yeah, I'm saying...
Let me just after,
Let me conclude. I think we need a timer, man.
Huh? What?
We need a timer.
What? It's almost done, eh?
It's almost done. But what I was trying to say is he truly meant it. He just didn't have the ability to carry it out, which I think I relate to, right? Which we all relate to, because the examples you're giving is that of Christ, which we're meant to imitate, right? Or the example you gave earlier of the mom. That's a greater love. You're talking about it from a perspective of the greater love, the mom's love, or the agape love that comes from God. I'm talking about it from the perspective of, let's call it the weaker love. Do you know what I mean? Or the one that's still learning. You know, Peter is still learning.
Corrupt love.
A corrupt, not even corrupt, but
a corrupt love.
That's what I'm saying.
A corrupt love is not no love at all.
It's not no love at all. But
hold on.
That's what I'm saying. Like with Peter now.
Yeah, let me address it though, right? And I want all you guys to hear this, right? See, like Peter was a crash out. All right. Peter just naturally, if you guys know, was a crash out.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, you hear me, fam?
Yeah.
Peter was a crash out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Jacob.
Because you brought it up, so I wanted to address it to you, fam. The reason Peter, right, did what he did with the cutting off the ear,
Yeah.
right? First of all, he wasn't trying to cut off ear. He was trying to slice a man's head off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man was not trying to cut people's ears.
So he to a certain extent tried to defend.
To me, that's not him trying to defend Christ.
He missed the mark.
No, hold on. He wasn't trying to defend Christ. Missing the mark shows that it's all about us. Like the Bible makes it very clear to show that we on our own did not want nothing to do for Christ on our own. If there's any type of thing Peter ever did that was actually good, which was not that one,
Yeah.
right? You see what I'm saying? Because Jesus did not commend him and say, listen, you tried to do good for me, but nah. You know what I'm saying? By the way, it was Jesus that told him to get strapped, by the way. Jesus told him to get the strap. So Peter had the sword on him because Jesus told him. So I don't want no pacifists over here talking about, hey, he's just being violent. God doesn't want no violence. That's not what that's not what it means here. You know what I'm saying? I remember we talked about this during that fasting trip.
Yeah.
But Jesus right away told him, put that away. He didn't say, what are you doing with a sword, Peter?
Yeah.
I'm all about peace. That's not what he said.
Yeah.
He said, yo, put the sword back in, he said put it back in your, I forgot the name for it, but in your sheath. He said put it back in the sheath.
Yeah.
If you live by the sword, you'll die by the sword.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he went and healed the man's ear.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? See, if you guys follow the context of the Bible, see, like, I want you all to pay attention to this part, right? If you guys follow, tap in for this one part, you know?
Yeah, I'm putting it down.
Yeah. If you guys pay attention to the context of the scriptures, right? The disciples, right? They were misinformed. They kept, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, trying to push their own ideas, their own way, their own kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Not the kingdom of Christ. That's why.
Including Peter?
He literally rebuked Jesus when he said he was going to die.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He was literally trying to push his own kingdom. You see what I'm saying? And so, he wasn't trying to push the kingdom of God. It was the kingdom of Peter he was trying to push with that sword. He was securing.
Very, very naive way of thinking.
That's what I was there.
No.
Anyways, that's what I'm trying to get into.
No, it's not. No, it's
Right?
not. No, it's not a naive way of thinking. It's not.
It's a very
It is.
childish way of thinking.
No, it's not.
It
See,
is.
y'all are trying to defend Peter. It's not a naive way.
We're not defending Peter.
No.
It's the truth.
No, it's not just naive. Look, think about it, fam. Look, like the way Jesus sees it is as wicked and as sin. Not as he doesn't look at it like, oh, just naive. It's not.
Yeah, and then
No, he said, "Get away from me, Satan,"
correct
right?
your children with the rod, right? That's
No.
what he's talking about.
That's not. That's not the way Peter did it. Like, y'all gotta see this. Y'all gotta really pay attention to this part. Peter, right, was showing what man wanted to do, man's will. You see what I'm saying? Jesus was showing him, no, this is the will of God. This is the way
I agree
you
with
die
you.
for this.
I agree with
You know
you,
what I'm saying?
but it's not to me. Again, it goes back. Like, I think the way you're talking about it is from the perspective of that agape love. You're looking at Christ, which we should, right? But right now, I'm trying to focus on Peter himself, right?
Peter-
And I'm not saying,
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm not saying his ways is right, right? I'm not saying he didn't betray Christ. I'm saying he truly believed what he was saying in terms of like he will never betray Christ. And I agree with Abel, like
I
he
mean,
might
hey,
be
yo.
distorted, right? But it's not to say that.
I think it's just very childish and what's it called? And at that time they didn't have the Holy Spirit. That's why he said, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna send my Holy Spirit so he could. When he was there, he was there, you know.
So for the things they lacked,
Nah,
Yeah.
that's ignorance, guys. That's ignorance.
it's not. And I think that's the thing.
No,
I
hold
think
up.
we're all like that.
No, hold up, but
Right?
I just made a comment. Let me address why I said it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You feel me? There's a reason I said it's ignorance.
Yeah.
Right? Context is key, right here. You know what I'm saying? When Jesus, right, addressed Peter, it wasn't just when he got the Spirit that Jesus brought Peter back in. It was actually after he resurrected. And when he resurrected, Peter came up to him. And Jesus has done this in all believers' life. He's done this in your life if you're a believer.
Yeah.
And he's done it in my life,
Yeah.
right? Where after a time where you've let him down or you failed him, right? He brought him in He made him sit down, you know, when they were eating the fish and everything. He said, Peter, do you love me? You know what I'm saying? And he asked him 3 times, do you love me? Do you love me? And every single time he said, feed my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my sheep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See, Jesus...
And he said, yes, I love you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So was that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold up.
So he did love him.
Let me make my point, maybe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right? See, guys, here's the thing, guys. And there's the part where you guys were speaking out of ignorance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, Peter, like, you know, Peter didn't have the ability, so Jesus then later had to send the Holy Spirit. That's not why. You know what I'm saying? Jesus sending the Holy Spirit and all that, that's something that was predestined from before the foundation of the earth. God had planned on a whole bigger scale than something that has to do with Peter. It's such a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying?
I understand,
And the point there, right, or the point of the scriptures alone, right, you know what I'm saying, is highlighting Jesus, right, and showing how much man, right, has just betrayed God. We've turned our backs on him, is in rebellion to him. You know what I'm saying? Including his disciples. So, the people he picked. And it shows that even the people he picked, he didn't pick them because there's something special about them. You know what I'm saying? Peter had no kind of love for God without God having any kind of love for him. It always starts with God. That's the point. It always starts with him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why this is a highlight to show how much Jesus is loving somebody who's not being a friend to him, somebody who's betraying him, somebody who's leaving his side when he needed him the most. You see what I'm saying? And see, Peter showed that he really wasn't for Jesus. Why? Because he was willing to swing the sword, but not willing to let the sword get swung at him. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Meaning he wasn't willing to die for Jesus, but he was saying, I'm going to kill for Jesus. This kind of shuts down all people that might try to push some type of, violence in the name of God. This shows you, that's what Jesus shut down there. You know what I'm saying? Because he's saying, these people that are saying they love me and pushing this kind of violence in my name, they don't love me. They're not doing it for me. You know what I'm saying? Peter didn't do that because he loved God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People, right? You know what I'm saying? We do our own will sometimes in the name of God. And that's actually sometimes in the worst times to do it. Doing things in the name of God, right? But we're doing our way. Like, let me wrap it up with this story and I'll let you have the last word because we got to fly, right?
Yeah.
I was just reading right now today, right, in Samuel. And this guy named Uzzah, right? And they were bringing bringing back the tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? Or not tabernacle, the Ark of the Covenant.
The Ark of the Covenant.
So they were bringing it back to Israel, Jerusalem. Yeah. And they were all celebrating. Everybody was dancing and singing and praising, right? And watch this, because you guys talking about people's intentions, right? They had good intentions, right? Watch this. No man is allowed to touch the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
You drop dead. You know what I'm saying? Fear of God, guys. Nobody can just hop into God's presence. He's the Almighty, the Holy. You know what I'm saying? The only reason we have that boldness to approach him is because of grace, by the way. And so what happened was, as they were bringing it in, they stumbled because everybody's celebrating, right? They stumbled and it was about to fall on Uzzah, now wanting it to touch the floor, the dirt, reached out, right? Good intention, right? Reached out and tried to grab it, and when he grabbed it, he dropped dead. And and you know what it said? It didn't just say he just dropped it. It said the anger of the Lord burned against him. It says the anger of the Lord burned against Uzzah. So he didn't just drop dead just because it's a principle. If you touch it, you die.
Yeah.
The anger of the Lord burned against Uzzah, and he dropped dead. And why did that happen? Because if you look at that properly, if you look at the context of what's going on scripturally, right? See, remember we started off with this. The whole world, God tells the earth to spin. It spins. You know what I'm saying? Around the sun, for example. God tells, you know what I'm saying, the trees to grow a certain way. When the rain falls on you, you know what I'm saying? He gives everybody their system and everybody obeys. They praise God, they worship him, right? God even tells the mud, or the dirt, if you mix with water, you're going to turn into mud. He created that principle. And so it's obeying God. But God tells man to obey, and we say, nah. You know what I'm saying? So Uzzah thought that his hands was cleaner than the dirt.
His intention is good.
No, that's the scripture.
Again,
but hold on.
Yeah, you said a minute. A minute was past, by the way.
Huh?
The minute was long over, bro.
I guess it's past. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
2 minutes. Okay.
The point is, right, more than the minute being passed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you were more focused on if y'all focus on what I'm saying, right, you won't miss the mark. y'all missing the mark with his intentions.
We're not missing the mark.
The Bible's saying his intentions are not good.
But we're not missing the mark.
No, but I'm trying to tell you. The Bible is telling you his intentions were not good. Why would God burn his anger towards somebody who has good intentions? When the Bible clearly shows us time and time again, God sees the heart of people, you know what I'm saying? And he looks at the heart. You know what I'm saying? So why is God burning his anger against somebody with good intentions?
So his intentions was bad?
I'm like, bro, that's what I'm trying to. You're missing the mark. Y'all missing the point. The scripture's making the point. Listen, don't miss it, guys. Context is key. That's the whole point of this. God sees the heart, and his anger burned against Uzzah. Not because he had some. And when I say he didn't have good intention, I'm not saying his intention was I'm gonna burn God's whatever. No, it's his presumption. He presumed on God. He thought, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was cleaner than the dirt. You know what I'm saying? The dirt is obeying God. Man's hands is more dirty than the dirt that God created is obeying God. God told the dirt to mix with water and turn to mud. There's nothing wrong with mud. Mud is good. God created that to be the way it is. But man, these are the dirty hands. These are the hands that shed blood. These are the hands that go against their brother and stab their brothers in the back. Our hands is what's filthy. You know what I'm saying? Uzzah's heart is what's filthy. A hand shed blood because the heart is full of murder. You know what I'm saying? And Uzzah's heart, with his wicked heart, that he can just hop into God's presence or do something, you know, like in the place, like, you know what I'm saying? Thinking that he can actually like rock with God. You know what I'm saying? His way. He can do it his own way. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but through me. You know what I'm saying? And Uzzah's not doing it because he just cared about God or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? He's presuming on God. One thing you'll see in the Bible is whenever Israel tries to do things their own way in the name of God, he exposes them to be liars. Like, y'all not really for me. When you try to do it your own way, right? If you take God's command, right, and don't follow his instructions, you're not really for him.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
That's two completely different. You can't compare those two.
One day we will watch over this and God will reveal it to you. But the point is,
everybody in the Bible has disobeyed God, and he's redeemed them in some way. But
everybody in the Bible? No.
We have 2 minutes, by the way, for the recording.
Most.
No, I wouldn't say most in the Bible either, but I would say most in life, but that's a whole different topic.
But that's the thing. I think like we jump too much into topics.
I mean, maybe that's how y'all seen it. Like my perspective is different. My perspective is different. We'll talk about it after the pod. But
yeah.
Maybe not after. Maybe another time because I gotta go too. But like, go ahead.
No. I'm kind of lost. Where were we?
I was saying like Uzzah grabbing it was. Well, he didn't have good intentions.
He did have good intentions.
You believe he had good intentions?
He had good intentions. But that's the thing. It's like, I agree with your conclusion. I just don't agree with the...
That doesn't make sense. My conclusion is that he didn't have good intentions.
Yeah, no. I agree with your conclusion. Yeah, still, I agree with your conclusion. It's just the way you get to the conclusion where we differ. Do you know what I mean?
So you do believe he had good intentions or he didn't have good intentions? Because my conclusion is he didn't.
No.
So we don't agree.
He had good intentions, right?
I'm saying he didn't.
So why would he do that?
I'm saying the reason God's anger is burning against him is because he didn't have good intentions. I'm telling you, like, he reached... Listen,
what was his intention?
Him reaching out itself, right?
Yeah.
Is presuming on God. Him reaching out and touching the Ark of the Covenant is presuming on God.
I'm not saying that he was right? All I'm saying is that, he was wrong because he died because of it, right? Okay. But that doesn't mean...
Nah, see, like, let me do this. Let me
another minute.
Wrap up and we can talk about this after.
Yeah, we literally.
Okay.
Yeah, like I do want to put it on. I do want the people to hear, but it would be good if y'all hear it too. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll say that part after. I'll say that part after. I've kind of mentioned it before, but I'll say all that to say, right? More than anything, right? Instead of trying to like fix our intentions, thinking like we have good intentions, we should just come to God and say, God, renew me a new spirit and a new heart and a right spirit. That should be our prayer to God. God, change my heart, change my spirit because I don't have the right intentions. I need you to fix it for me. I'll say that as my last word. What you want to say?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I do agree that it's God that changes our hearts. And it's God that enables Peter to become who he's meant to be. Do you know what I mean?